to the middle of our mats, ready for our little mixed ability session, okay? We're going to get you to turn your toes out and turn your heels out as well. So we've got this lovely hip distance apart foot position. Because it's our first time we've done it for a while, I'm going to set us up, okay? So from the feet, I just want you to have a think about the arches of your feet. So you're just going to lift the arches of your feet up slightly. So I still need to have your ball of your big toe firmly pressed into the floor, but think about that arch under your foot. Just lift that up a little bit. And you should feel your toes just start to crush into the floor a little bit. Nice strong ankle position. You're going to get you to tense your thigh muscles as much as you can. So really, really, really tense those thigh muscles, and then quick, relax them off. And you should feel your knees just relax off of that position. And again, tense the thighs, tense the thighs, and then quick relax. And again, you should feel your kneecaps just relax off slightly. So nice relaxed leg, but a strong foot position just to begin with. Bring your hands onto your hips for me, guys. I'm going to go side on just so you can see. We're going to find our neutral position. So we're going to tip our pelvis forward. So we're arching the lower back, drawing the pubic bone down towards our toes, and then doing a backwards tilt. So we're tucking the tailbone under, lifting the tailbone up towards your nose. And we're going to keep on going. So just dropping it forward and back, tipping it forward and tipping it back. So you're going to imagine your pelvis is like a bucket of water, and you're just gently tipping some water out the front and some water at the back of your bucket. And even just doing this is a really nice warm up of the lower back. Don't be bending your knees, don't be bending those shoulders, just try to isolate the movement just in and around your pelvis. And what I like to do is just go a little less forward and a little less back. And you're going to do halfway between those 2 points. As you tip backwards, you should feel your bum cheeks just start to squeeze slightly. And when you've got that little 50% bum cheek squeeze, you're going to hold it. So you've got this nice flat pelvis, our neutral pelvis, with a little bit of a bum cheek squeeze at the back. Then we can take our fingertips onto the hip bones, in an inch, and then down about an inch. And really relax your tummy. So again, you've done that beginner session. We've talked a little bit about getting that control through the core, but let's have another go quickly, setting and finding our center. So neutral pelvis, fingertips pressed firmly into your really baggy belly. Now very slowly, draw that tummy in. You almost imagine you're drawing those fingertips apart using that muscular contraction quite low in between your hip bones. And then just relax it off. Really pudding belly, let it all hang forward, nice and gross. And let's go again. Slowly, slowly, slowly draw that area in. And that slow draw in just means you get the right muscles. If you do the too big and powerful, we don't want those muscles kicking in. We want the slow and low, those posture muscles kicking in, okay? And relax off. One more of those. Draw it gently, gently in, and then hold that nice contraction. Fantastic. Slide your hands up to underneath your ribcage, fingertips touching, and then if you can, slide your hands back and round. So you're trying to kind of grasp around thumb towards the back of your ribcage, around your bra strap, or where you wear a heart rate monitor. Now with that kind of nice contraction at the front, the 50% contraction to your bum cheeks at the back, just start breathing. Okay, so just as you are, normal breath, don't force it. Slowly in, slowly out. But as you start the breath in, I really want you to try to open your hands. So you're breathing into the back of your rib cage and a normal breath out. So gentle breathing in, and you're trying to make your back wider, like an accordion. Really open it up as you breathe in, and then close it down again as you breathe out. Do 2 more of those. Breathing in, opening the ribs, breathing out, closing the ribs. Keep the contraction at the front and keep that 50% bum cheek squeeze at the back. And then don't worry too much about the breath. We are going to try to bring this in a little bit more as we go. Rest your arms down by your sides, really floppy arms. And as you breathe in next time, shrug your shoulders up to your ears. And as you breathe out, just gently let them roll down again. So we're breathing in to shrug the shoulders up, breathing out to gently lower them down. And again, just a few more of those. And whilst you're doing that, can you keep the nice contraction at the front of your tummy and the 50% contraction at your bum cheeks? And what about the arches of your feet? Are they dropped or are they still nice and high? Good. So just gently up and gently down. Fantastic. Okay, good. I want you to bring the shoulders down and keep them down. And then just very, very gently draw the shoulders back halfway. So all the way back would be too much. Just taking the shoulders just back. So we've now got this really lovely shoulder down, strong core posture. Lastly, let's think about the head. Basically, I just want to imagine the head as a helium balloon. Okay, reach that helium balloon right up to the ceiling, and it should feel a little bit taller. And lastly, with that chin, just bring it in and back. You're giving yourself like a quarter chin. It's not quite double chin, but it's still not very pretty. But it will get you those nice posture muscles in the neck working. Just breathe now. So you've got strong feet, relaxed thighs, a neutral pelvis, strong core at the front, squeeze bum cheeks at the back, shoulders are down and wide, and our helium balloon head is reaching up to the ceiling, and we're just breathing in that position. And what we're going to do is start off shoulder warm up, taking the hands up to shoulder height, palms facing each other, and just scissor the arms open and closed. Nice and simple to begin with, okay? Opening up and back. Now, as you're moving in this start off, yeah, we're going to start simply. You're going to still try to keep your shoulders down. Trying to imagine your shoulder blades are gliding down your spine, almost trying to tuck in towards your back pockets of your jeans. Just a normal breath. How's that sensor? How's that core control? Bum cheeks still a little bit squeezed. Okay, good. Hands stop at shoulder height. We're going to bring the hands up and out now. It's like a little 45 degrees, and then gently back in to shoulder height. Now we're going to breathe out to open and breathe in to close. Breathe out to open and breathe in to close. Now keep on going with that. Now what I ask you to do is as you breathe out, you're going to tuck your rib cage down and breathe in to release it. So breathe out, tuck the rib cage down and breathe in just to release it. So you're gliding the rib cage down towards your pubic bone as you breathe out and open those arms and release it as you breathe in. And just by doing this, you're giving your abs a little workout. It's like the tiniest little crunch you could ever do, but it is still working those abdominals. All right, the next time you open your arms, float your heels up as well, and then lower the heels as you lower the hands. So you're breathing out to lift the heels, breathing in to lower the heels, breathing out to lift, breathing in to lower. Just 2 more of those, nice and simple. Then we're going to build our intensity, but I really want to start us nice and warm. Release those hands down by your sides. Let's start warming up that spine. Do a roll down. Drop the chin down to the chest. Roll the shoulders forward and start to just gently set yourself down 1 vertebra at a time, all the way as comfortable to the floor as you can. Double check you've got 50-50 weight through those feet, and then start the roll up. Now you're staying as curved as you can for as long as you can. Squeeze your bum cheeks, restack through the middle back, pull the shoulders back and down, second to last. Head comes up only at the last minute. Let's go for 2 more of those. Chin to chest, shoulders forward, heavy head. Don't touch your hands onto your thighs. Really dangle your hands. Breathe in at the bottom and breathe out as you start that roll up. Again, you're restacking. Imagine you've got those vertebrae made of Lego. 1 vertebra at a time. Shoulders, then head. Breathe in at the top. Breathe out on the way down. So you can try to make the breath out last if you can. Breathe in at the bottom. Breathe out on the way up. But don't worry if the breath doesn't quite fit. Shoulders, back, then head. And then we can do a shoulder roll. Single shoulder roll. Go into a side lean. Then you're going to fold yourself, stroke down the outside of the leg, swing to the middle, and then roll up in that straight line again. Shoulders, then head, then the other shoulder roll, then the other side lean. Good. Stroke down the outside of your leg, swing to the middle, roll up in that straight line. Really is one vertebra at a time, shoulders, then head, 2 more, 1 shoulder roll, side lean, fold, stroke down the outside leg, swing to the middle, roll up, squeeze the bum cheeks, push the pubic bone forward as you stand up, last one, shoulder roll, side lean, stroke down the outside, swing to the middle, squeeze your bum as you roll up, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze your bum as you roll up, shoulders, then head, and then just sink into a nice easy knee bend. Squeeze the bum cheeks as you stand up. Breathing out on the way down. Breathing in on the way up. Okay, keep on going. Nice and easy to begin with. Okay, let's think about the arches of our feet. So as we move up and down into our knee bends, just think about keeping the arches of your feet a little higher than you would do normally. Crunch your toes into the floor. Yeah, really get a lovely connection. Keep on going. Have a think about the feet. Have you got 50-50 weight distribution through both of those feet? Think about the shoulders. Are they both drawing down the back? So even as you float the hands up, your shoulder blades still want to glide down your spine. And lastly, that tummy. Have you got the belly button drawn in towards the back of your spine? Breathing out on the way down, breathing in on the way up. Stay at the bottom of the next one. We're going to lift one heel off the floor and then put that heel down. And then lift the other heel off the floor and down, and then stand up. So down, the other heel lifts first, and down, the other heel lifts, down, and then stand up. So stay at that level if you want to. Alternatively, lift both heels off the floor, put both heels down, and stand up. So squat, heel lift, heels down, stand up. Squat, heels up, heels down, stand up. And again, keep on going with that. So either one heel at a time or both. If you want to take it further, sink down, both heels lift, then you stand up with both heels still off the floor, lower the heels and lower the hands at the same time. So it's a knee bend, heel lift, stand up, lower the heels, lower the hands. And it's all about taking time. You don't have to do it at the same speed as me, but you just do it with control. At the top, if you're there, just stay there for a second. Be in control of that movement before you lower. Nice, keep on going. Again, with a breath pattern or just your normal breathing, but can you do it with center set, squeezing those bum cheeks as you stand up, either one heel at a time or not. Do one more. Fantastic. Shoulders down, release. Now turn side on if you're not already, so you're lengthways on your mat. We're going to take a step forward with one foot and a step back with the other. Quite a nice long stride. If you need the balance, just have something next to you. It's not a problem to start off with. Looking ahead, you might want to watch me, but eventually you're going to be finding that point ahead of you for balance. Hands on hips. Now it's going to be shoulders back, shoulders down. Ribs, tuck those ribs back an inch. And then draw them down towards your pubic bone. So feel the extra abdominal connection just by tucking the rib cage in. We're going to think of the back heel, lift it off the floor. That back heel does not touch the floor now. Be as strong as you can in that nice control here. And lower that back knee down towards the floor. If you can, just a little kiss of the floor. Breathe out on the way down and breathe in on the way up. You do 6 in total. So your own speed, or however low you want to go. We can do 6 in total, trying to breathe out on the way down and breathe in on the way up, keeping that strong connection, that strong contraction at the front of the tummy. And when you finish that 6, step in and then step back. I'm just going to quickly switch to the other side. So step forward, step back, lift the back heel up, tuck the rib cage in and down. So you're feeling the extra abdominal work already. Hands on hips, shoulders back, shoulders down. Lift the chest, drop the knee down, lift the knee. Breathing out, breathing in. Using that core connection. So whatever level you're doing here, you've got to keep that strong tummy connection. If you can't breathe and hold that connection, you've probably tensed too much. And we can work on that. After 6, again, you're just going to come in, step, and step. Go back to the original sound. So stepping forward, stepping back. If you want to, just stick at the drops. If you want to take it further, take your hands up to shoulder height, palms facing each other. As you lower that knee, you're going to pull back into a bow. So the leg that's back, you pull to that side, and then reach forward as you lift. Same side, 5 more. Breathing out and breathing in. If you don't want to turn the head, that's fine. If you need that point in front of you balance, but try to turn and look as well. After 6, you just rest the arms down, step in, and go to the other side. So I just quickly turn myself around to check. So forward, back, step, lift the back heel, float the hands to shoulder height, palms facing, shoulders back and down. Breathe in. As you breathe out, drop the knee, turn the body, breathe in to look forward. Breathing out on the way down, breathing in on the way up. So again, we're taking our time. You can go half as low with the knee. You don't even have to drop the knee. You can always just turn the chest. That's still hard enough for that balance if you want to. It's not a problem. After 6, you rest your arms. You step in and you step back. And you go to the edge of the mat, facing forward on that mat. We're going to roll down all the way to the floor this time. So lovely tall posture. Tucked rib cage. 50% bum cheek squeeze. Core engage at the front. Helium balloon head lifts as you breathe in, and as you breathe out, you drop the chin, you drop the shoulders, roll yourself to the floor, and you drop the knees and follow yourself down. We're now going to sweep the legs from underneath us and sit down on our bottoms. I'm going to get a block and place it under my head just for a little bit of stability to begin with, and actually just for comfort. Lay yourself down as comfortably as you want to, and bring your heels in towards your bottom. So your feet are now touching. Feet are not touching, knees are touching. Same as in standing. Turn your toes out like Charlie Chaplin. Turn your heels out. And then let the knees just fall into that distance. So it should be nice and hip distance apart. We're going to start at a 1-leg stretch. And this is where we're going to start giving you different levels to work on. And you just pick the level that's right for you. Our level 1, okay, is this movement. It's a beautiful leg slide and draw in, heel down. That's it. It's alternating legs, slide in, slide out. But what you're doing, guys, is you're keeping a nice neutral pelvis. So if you're not sure if you've got one, stop there and just roll back and roll forward. So we're doing a little tip forward and a tip back. If you know you're neutral, just keep on going at level 1. If you're not sure, tip, tip. Find your halfway point, fingertips on your hip bones. Slide your fingers in an inch, down an inch. When you're completely relaxed, underneath your fingers should feel like proper jello. But as you now draw in that nice abdominal connection, it should get hard under your fingers. And let's keep that as you continue to slide and glide, individual alternating legs. But all we're doing is you're trying to keep that connection at the front and maintain your lovely neutral pelvic position. But level 1's quite easy. Let's move up. Take your leg into a single leg tabletop. Tabletop because it's beautifully square. And then when you're there, you stretch the legs, keeping your thighs in line. Really tense that thigh muscle. You bring it back and you put it down. And you alternate again. So with a breath in, a breath out, breath in, and relax. And again, you're just going to alternate sides, but you're trying to maintain this lovely connection through your tummy. Thinking about that neutral position of your pelvis. Can you maintain the nice and small arch, small gap in your lower back? But we're not changing it as we move into this 1-leg stretch, level 2. Now again, for a lot of you, this will be simple, but it's nice to warm up sometimes at some low levels. So stay at single leg tabletop, ready for level 3. What I'm going to ask you to do now, guys, if you want to go to level 3, is think about the rib cage, press your rib cage into the floor, melt your bra strap down, really press, come on, give it some welly, then lift the second leg up as well. And what you should feel is that nothing changed in your lower back and nothing changed at the front, just lots of pressure through that bra strap to the floor. And if that's comfortable on the lower back, You stretch the same way and you bring it in and you alternate those legs, but we do it keeping ourselves in this beautiful double leg tabletop. So whatever level you're doing, level 1, level 2 or level 3, breathe as comfortably as you want to. You're aiming to keep that connection, that strong kind of abdominal connection at the front. Let's relax those shoulders, guys. Relax the shoulders, relax the neck. And whilst we're here, for the last couple, bring your pelvic floor into the mix as well. So imagine you need a wee, and you're just drawing that muscle up. Okay, really try to think about drawing that pelvic floor right up to your belly button. Now, as we've been doing this for a while, your tummy should just start to feel some fatigue about now. That's good. What we're looking for. Breathing out, then breathing in. Just a natural breath pattern. Last one. And if you're in double leg tabletop, hold it and definitely put one leg down at a time. Hopefully, as you relax everything now, nothing completely changes. Let's open the back now. Take the block, cushion, pillow away from under your head. Let's have nothing under your neck and you rest your arms down by the sides. Tuck the shoulder blades under and glide your heels a little bit closer to your bottom, ready for a shoulder bridge. We'll start at level 1. Roll into a backward tilt. So really actively tuck the tailbone under, press the lower back into the floor. Now squeeze your bum cheeks. You should feel your pelvis start to lift off the floor, that's good. And continue peeling your vertebrae off the floor one at a time with that bum cheek squeeze still engaged. You're going to stop when the ribs start to kind of come up separately. So want those ribs always kind of tucked in. And then in reverse, one vertebrae down at a time. So you're tucking the tailbone under, pressing the middle back, then the lower back into the floor. Relax the bum cheek squeeze only at the last minute, and then tip the pelvis just back to neutral or your starting position. That's our level 1. Let's go again. Backwards tilt. Bum cheek squeeze, peeling the vertebrae off the floor one at a time. Stop when the ribs come up separately. Hold, breathe in. And as you breathe out, come down one vertebrae at a time. Keep the shoulders back and down. Only release the bum cheek squeeze at the bottom and roll the pelvis to neutral. So there's our level 1. Let's keep on going up nice and gently and down. Okay, at the top of the next one, I like to stay up there. So stay up there now, and then bring your fingertips onto your hip bones. So you've got bum cheek squeeze, pressing your heels into the floor, and your hip bones should be lovely and level. So now what I'm going to ask you to do is lift one heel off the floor and put it down, and then the other heel off the floor and put it down. And you're going to alternate lifting and lowering the heels one at a time, but you're going to try to keep your pelvis level and that high. So we don't want to be tipping and rocking the pelvis. No. Use the bum cheek squeeze. Tense the tummy and tuck the rib cage in a little bit more as you just continue to lift one heel up and down. 1, 2. Normal breath, please, guys. Relax the neck. Relax the shoulders. As you press that heel into the floor, really press the heel into the floor. Kind of grind the heel into the floor a little bit. If you feel anything cramping, just roll down gently and start again. Last one on the other side. Hold, press both heels in equally, and then roll yourself down one at a time. Only release the bum cheek squeeze at the very bottom and just rest yourself down there for a second. Let's go up to a proper level 2 now. Same applies, hip stays level. Breathe in, set that tummy center, breathe out, roll backwards, squeeze the bum cheeks and peel up. If you want to, hands on hips, fingertips, just resting lightly to feel what's going on. Then you're going to stretch one leg away, keeping your thighs in line, and then putting that foot down again. And the other leg, stretching it away and putting it down before you roll back down to the floor. Now your aim is that when you do those leg stretches, you keep the hips level. Let's go again, up, straighten, check the hip bones, are they level? So you imagine you've got spirit level, hip bone to hip bone. Can you keep that level there? If that's okay, you want to take it a bit further, keep on stretching those legs and don't go down in between each two. You're going to keep on going. That's level 3. Breathing out to stretch, breathing in to lower, breathing out to stretch, breathing into, and keep on going for a few more. Just keep that lovely leg extension going one at a time. You rest down in between at any point you need. One vertebrae at a time on the way down and one vertebrae at a time on the way up. If you're still at level 3, let's do one more to each side. Level 2, one more to each side. Level 1, hold it there. And then everybody roll down. Release the bum cheeks only at the very bottom and then hug your knees into your chest. Just give us a little roll out. Tuck the tailbone under and lift. Tuck it down and rest. Take the knees wide and bring them in again. Good. So nice, simple, couple of exercises there. Kind of warming up a little bit. Getting ourselves used to a bit of Pilates. Making our back feel comfortable. Okay, just stretch one leg away and hug the other knee in. Turn the knee of the straight leg out to the side and then turn the other leg away as well. So you're opening up through the pubic bone. Both knees back to face the ceiling and switch the legs over. Again, turn one knee away and turn the other knee away. The straight leg, guys, really reach it. Really kind of stretch that straight leg away from your nose. And then knees to the ceiling, hug it back in and rest down. Okay, we're going to isolate the abs a little bit. Okay, it's a beginner, but we're going to work a little bit harder into it. Take your fingertips, interlace those fingers behind the head, and float the elbows up into your peripheral vision. So this exercise is called an ab prep. It's just really working through those abdominals. Slide your heels close to your bottom again. Make sure the feet are hip distance apart. Simple movement is. You're going to tuck the chin into the chest, using the hands to help you. You're then going to lift that breastbone up towards your knees, but you're going to stop when your lower back starts to drop into the floor. So I don't want you to lose that neutral pelvis. And that's where it becomes very difficult and very different. Now roll back. So let's check. Hold your head, relax the head. Find your neutral pelvis. So tip the pelvis forward, tip the pelvis backwards. Find the halfway point. Now, as you do the next one, chin to the chest, breastbone lift, think about that pressure in the lower back. We don't want to drop that little gap and then down again. Now we're going to keep on going. Breathing out to lift, breathing in to hold, breathing out to lower, breathing in to reset that tummy contraction. Breathe out to lift, breathe in to hold, breathe out to lower, and again, breathe in to reset. If you want to make it faster, just breathe out to lift and breathe in to lower. It's up to you. Breathing out and breathing in. Now keep on going with your ab prep. And all I'm asking is that you don't drop that lower back position. If you want to make it harder, let's go into a single leg tabletop. So a one leg stretch, level 2. And as you straighten the leg, you curl up. And you bring it back as you lower down. 4 on one side, then we'll switch over. So it's an ab prep. And if you want to add in one leg stretch, level 2, you are more than welcome to. But again, all you're trying to do, guys, is keep that pelvic neutral. Switch the legs over if you're at level 2. Fantastic. Breathing out and breathing in. Breathing out and breathing in. And again, we're just keeping a nice control. Get the abdominals working, but maintain that neutral arch. After 4, drop that foot down. We're going to roll ourselves onto our sides now. Okay, straighten out your underarm. And you want to put your block, your pillow, whatever it is, underneath your ear, in between that arm. I'm going to use my little ball, I think it's actually comfortable. I'm going to bend those knees up. Now I want your feet in line with your back, so stiff them up and have a little double check. Put them back down again. Now the start position here, again, thinking about our introductory video, the most important thing is the hand on the hip, shoulder relaxed, and then we use that hand to lengthen our top waist by pushing that hip down towards our toes. You're really lengthening out this side, so we're not stuck and slumped in here. You're reaching and lengthened. And then what that will do is it'll probably create a little space or underneath your waist, like a little release of pressure. And that's what, again, we're going to try to keep all the way through. Now put your hand onto your belly button. Slide your hands up. Now if you feel your rib cage poking out, again, tuck it in. We want the belly button to your bra flat as a pancake. If you feel your ribs kind of poking forward, tuck them in, almost drawing your bra strap towards the back of your room. And again, with that little press in, you should feel a nice kind of extra kind of contraction on your tummy. Now, exercise-wise, you can start and work on a clam level 1 if you want to, which is lifting that top knee and lowering it, keeping the heels together. That's quite easy. So most of us are going to go straight to level 2, float both feet off the floor about 6 to 8 inches, keep that top hip lengthened, and let's go from there, lifting the top knee and lowering the top knee, and let's keep on. With regards to the breathing, again, just make it natural, all the way down and all the way up. And it's really easy to do this, like just flip flap. But what I'm going to ask you to do, guys, is slowly and smoothly lift up, but also on the way down, try to make it really smooth, because what will happen is it'll kind of jerk. You'll have some little drop kind of bits in between on the way down. So let's have a concentrate. Try to make the way down super smooth and watch it and have a look. As you're lifting and lowering, if you're kind of shaking, jarring or dropping, just glide it down. And that's what's going to make our kind of workload and work those glutes much harder, working into that back pocket. Now you can stick at level 1, you can stick at level 2, but whichever level you're doing, hold the knee up now, hold it there. That top hip, roll it forward an inch, and then lift that knee a little bit higher. So whatever level, level 1 or level 2. And now we're going to stretch the leg out, bring it back, touch the heels together, and then lower the knee back down again. So we lift the knee, straighten the leg, bend it back, heels touching, then drop the knee. Keep on going. So again, you can do this at level 1. So if you're at level 1, same applies. Go at level 2. Stretch in and down. Stretch. That's it. Nice, guys. Really nice. Now let's keep on thinking about the tummy. So you're still drawing those hip bones together. If you can, have a little bit of a pelvic floor lift as well. And then that rib cage tucked back and in. Now keep that top hip rolled forward. Really easy, guys, to roll backwards here. Just keep that top hip rolled a little bit forward. Now for the last hurrah, keep the knee up and do 6 leg stretches. 6 and back. 5 and back. Keep the knee up. 4, keep it up. Up, 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 up. 3, now should be burning. 2 and 1. Is the knee open? Now close it. Now rest it. Nice. Bring that top knee up just a little bit. Let the foot rest in front and just pat around where it's burning, because all that burning is, it's a build-up of lactic acid, and actually it's a little massage, kind of help it flow and move away a little bit. Not quite finished here though. I would like to straighten both legs now. Now the top hand, please feel free to use it in front of you to balance you. Fingertips only to stop you from really gripping into the floor. Top shoulder, draw it away from that top ear and then draw it back and down. Be quite snobby in that chest. Make the legs super long. Really reach that top leg especially far. So it's almost like your top leg is actually longer than your bottom leg. Let's go for some leg lifts. So top leg lifts. The bottom thigh is going to also lift to meet it, and then both legs will lower. So top leg lifts, bottom thigh lifts to meet the other one, and both of them lower. So again, fingertips. Try to make sure that you're not grasping and putting too much pressure through the fingers. Obviously, if you can, top hand on top hip. You know, take away that balance, stability. You know, challenge that stability, challenge that balance a little bit more. Let's go for 3 more, with the hand or without the hand. Whichever way you're doing it, please just make sure you've got a relaxed neck. Don't grip with the neck and the shoulder. Last one, and then all we can do is bend both knees up. Use the hands to help you sit up. And no rest, you're going to go straight in to the second side. And have a quick drink. Fantastic. So straighten out the underarm. Looking good so far, guys, on our screen. Okay, bend the knees. Lift, double check they're in line with the rest of your back. Down, top hand on top hip, lengthen it away, create a little space under the waist. Draw the tummy in, belly button, draw it towards the spine. Slide the hand up into the ribcage area. If you feel your ribcage poking out, tuck it in. Hand on top hip, shoulder down and away. Level 1 plan, both feet on the floor. Most of you take the feet up 6 to 8 inches off the floor, and let's move into level 2. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. And again, it's all about nice, easy breathing. If you want to, breathe out to lift, breathe in to lower. You're going to drop that top hip forward, remember. And ideally, we're just keeping it so your hip bone and your hip bone are perfectly stacked on top of one another. It just means that you're isolating correct muscle group right in the side pocket of your bum cheek here. This muscle helps specifically with balance whilst you're walking. So we want to make sure this muscle keeps really, really strong. It's one of the first muscles to kind of switch off when you lose balance. You hurt your ankle, hurt your knee, hurt your hip. It's the first one to start getting switched off and being lazy. So let's really work it. Anyone who does any multi-directional sports, right in to this muscle group. You've got to be working it to help stabilize the whole rest of the body. Now let's go for our stretches. So lift the knee, straighten the leg, tap the heels together, leg down. And again, it doesn't matter which level you're doing. Level 1, same drill, just the foot just happens to be on the floor. Okay, fantastic. Going to keep on going. When you do the leg straighten, make it a good one. You know, really tense that thigh. You know, give it some welly. Really try to stretch the leg as far away as you can. It's not just a generic lift and stretch. It's a really reach it away before it comes back in again. Now the last one, 6 of these. 6 and back. 5 and back. Don't put the knee down in between. 4 and 3. Oh, the burn. 2, 1, and rest down. Fantastic. Top V. Stretch it in front. Give it a little pat. Most of you want to do that, or a little rub. Depends on what you want to do. Just really working in and getting some lactic acid away from the area. Yeah, because you're isolating the muscle group good. You've got to burn a little bit. Hand in front. Straighten both legs away. And again, we're getting that top hip away, lengthening through that top side of your waist. A little space underneath here, fingertips on, top shoulder down and away. And just really relax the head and neck. Leg lift, bottom leg to meet it, both legs down. 1, 2, and 3. Now with the breath, if you want to, breathe out to lift the top leg, breathe in to let the bottom leg, lower them down on the breath, and then just reset on the next breath in. But really on this one, as long as the movement's nice and fluid, again, it doesn't matter the breath, just keep on breathing. Keep the tummy engaged, guys. Don't lose that lower abdominal connection. And again, keep that kind of rib cage tuck. So that bra strap is just reaching towards the back of your room. You're just trying to almost get the bra strap literally in and behind you. Last couple. 1 and 2. Nice and simple. Fantastic. We're going to lay on our back and very, very quickly stretch out those 2 muscles, because again, they're going to really want it. So just fold one leg over the other. So some of you will do a glute stretch here by using the other leg to bring it in. I quite like using the hands actually. I think it gives you more scope to find the right angle. So hand on knee, hand on foot. You're going to pull both of them in, relaxing the shoulders, and then basically twist and tweak the knee and the foot until you find the spot where right into that glute is like wow. And it kind of makes your face change and you kind of grimace a little bit. That's actually a perfect stretch. And then keep that. Doesn't matter if it doesn't look anything like mine, if your leg could be up here somewhere. Whatever is the best stretch for you is the best stretch for you. It doesn't matter what it looks like. Hold it very, very close to you. Really, really push into that kind of pain threshold for one more deep breath in and breath out. And then when you breathe out, just really relax and switch the legs over. So fold it over to begin with. Use the other leg if you want to. Don't let me put you off. I just personally think you get a little bit more range with the extra hand. Okay, so drawing it around, find the right spot, and then hold. Let's go for 3 breaths. Nice and simple. Breathing in, breathing out. No pressure. Simple stuff. Last breath out. Fully rest. Good. Okay. We go onto our side again, just in order to come up to a 4-point kneel. Okay. So 4-point kneel. Here we go. Again, just to, we're going to set ourselves up a little bit more. Wrists directly underneath your shoulders, please. Knees directly underneath your hips. Look between your knees. You shouldn't be able to see your feet. Let's have them in a beautiful straight line. Plug your breastbone up to the ceiling. And then really stretch the back of the neck nice and long. Now thinking about that pelvic tilt position. Tuck the pelvis forward, arching the lower back, and then tuck the pelvis under. Just almost rounding the lower back. And just do a couple of those. Just adjust gentle, tip forward, tip back. Just roll forward, roll backwards until you find, again, the halfway point. And what your halfway point should be is basically flat as a pancake in that lower back position. And now imagine the belly button is the base of a hammock. Draw that hammock up towards your spine using a nice abdominal connection. And we're going to start by doing some arm stretches. So it's really simple. Straighten the arm out in front of you, then give it a good lift before you drop it and lower it and bring it back in again. So you alternate the arm lift with a little swimming exercise, or a Superman if you're on single arm. And all we're doing, guys, is as you do this, just think about your core. Okay, so think about that lovely strong abdominal connection. Alrighty. Get the arm as high as you can without twisting. So you're really pushing that shoulder range, again, without moving the torso. It's all about moving one limb loads without moving the rest of the body. That's where we're going to get some really good abdominal work. Now, hands down, let's move on to the leg. This is where it becomes a bit harder. Straighten the leg out behind you. Only when your leg is straight, you then start to lift it. You only lift it as high as you can without doing this, dropping that lower back. We want to keep that lower back beautifully flat. So let's go. Stretch the other leg. Lift, and then tap the toe down and bring it in. So as you alternate sides, you'll feel if something is going on by the pressure in your hands. Can you alternate your leg movement without having a huge pressure change in your wrists? There'll be a little pressure change, but honestly, it should be really minimal. So nice stretches, think about the lower back position, keep it nice and flat. Breathing out to stretch and lift, breathing in to lower. And if you want to now, let's get the other arm in too. So one leg, opposite arm, stretch and then lower. Breathing out to stretch and then lower. And no rules change, all the same rules apply. As you stretch, you keep that beautiful neutral pelvis. Let's lift the breastbone a little bit, guys. Let's float that breastbone away from the floor. Lift the belly button up, away from the floor towards the spine. Keep that beautiful flat back. Keep on going. Last couple, they look beautiful. And when you're done, just rest back in that 4-point kneel. We're going to take our feet, tuck the toes right under. Ready for a little leg pulling prone. So a bit more upper limb stability now. If you've got hyperextended elbows, turn your elbow creases towards each other. And if you want to take more pressure off your wrists, just bend the elbows slightly. Now all we're going to do here, lift that belly button, drop your shoulders away from your earlobes, and float your knees off the floor just a couple of inches, pushing those heels backwards, before you just gently lower those knees back down to the floor. So you're breathing out to lift the knees, pushing the heels back, breathing in to hold that position, and breathing out to lower. Breathe in to reset that abdominal connection, breathe out to lift, Breathe in to hold. Breathe out to lower. Breathe in to reset. Keep on going. Now the back of the neck, guys, keep it lifted. And then tuck the chin in for that kind of ugly quarter chin like we talked about. So it's that gentle lift. Hold for the breath in and the gentle lower. It's not that high, so it's not a downward dog. We're only going a little bit off the floor. Really push those heels backwards if you can as well. Giving a bit more of a stretch through that ankle. Keep on going. If you want to make it harder, stay up there. Bring one heel in towards your bottom, then tuck the toe back down again. Lift the other heel and drop. And just basically go for kind of a slow walk. Lift and lower on those heels. And all you're doing, keeping the pressure through those hands, 50-50, keeping the abdominal connection. Keep the bum low, keep the knees low, don't let them creep up towards the ceiling, okay? But there's a nice gentle side by side. Last one, and then lower both knees down. Relax the toes off and sit back into a little child pose or shell stretch. Lower yourself all the way down. Probably rest there for a minute. Really rest there for a second. Have nothing tense, nothing relaxed, nothing controlled. Really floppy. Now take those knees wider. Take the feet wider, if it's okay on your knees. And again, let the chest go a little bit lower, reaching those hands out in front of you. Forehead to the floor. Push your hips back and try to draw your belly button right down towards the floor. If you can, if it's comfy, just rest there, breathing in, breathing out, and then bring the feet and knees back together again. Sit back and walk both hands across to the right hand side. Walk the left hand forward, 2 more fingertip work, and then press that left palm right down into the floor. Stretching and opening up behind that left shoulder. Release and walk your hands across to the left. Walk the right hand forward that couple of inches more and then press the right palm down. Really give it a little bit of belly. Good. Release, walk the hands back into the centre and just bring yourself back up to that 4-point kneel. You can do a couple of little elbow bends just to finish a bit of strength today. So level 1, a box press up. In your beautiful square 4-point kneel, you're going to get your hairline. You're going to drop that hairline with wide elbows right in between your middle fingers, keeping your bum up in the air and keeping your pelvis neutral. Straightening up really high in that chest in between. Breathe out, wide elbows, bum in the air, drop the head, breathe in to lift. So you're breathing out to lower and breathing in to lift. And you can keep on going with that little box or level 1 press up. Abdominal, really strong. Most of you, level 2, hold it there. Take your hands out in front of you, 1 hand position. And then just rock the weight forward so your shoulders are now back over your wrists. But keep your bum up in the air. Okay, don't let it be baggy and saggy. Keep your pelvis in neutral, and now as you drop the elbows wide, your belly button and your breastbone go to the floor, and then they come up at the same time. That's the hard part. So breastbone and belly button down, breastbone and belly button up. Breathing out on the way down, breathing in on the way up. You can do 4 more, whatever level it is you're doing, and if you want to make it a little bit harder, hold for a breath in at the bottom before you breathe out and push up. So it doesn't matter if you're doing box. You've got 2 more to do. Breathing in, hold the bottom before you breathe out, if you want to make it a little bit harder. Either way, that's the last one. Tuck your toes under again and gently sit back on your toes. Whew. Okay, good, well done. Into the cool down, fantastic. Okay, so tuck the toes under. If you can, put a bit of weight in your toes, but it's quite a harsh stretch when you tootsie, so be nice. When you finish, hands in front, just sit back on the heels. Okay, weight on the heels. Just press extra weight through one heel, doesn't matter which one. Imagine you're trying to press that heel towards the floor. It won't look very different, but you'll feel the extra stretch up that calf. and then switch the weight over, pressing into the other calf. Fantastic. Little extra calf stretch there. Good. Okay, equal that weight back again. Slide the hands backwards. Drop the head right between the knees and lift the bottom in the air. Rock the weight backwards onto your heels. Now I'd like you to try to lift your toes off the floor. Challenge your balance a little bit. Now as you start that roll up again, just like the beginning of the class, one vertebrae at a time, your toes are still way off the floor. Squeeze your bum, press your hip bone forward, pull the shoulders back and down, lift the head last, and then little toes. Press your little toes into the floor. Then press your fourth toe into the floor. Then your third and your second. Keep your big toe up. And lastly, press your big toe into the floor. Okay, good, fantastic. Let's go back into the center if you're not already. Ready for our cool down. Fantastic. Okay, guys. Just do 2 shoulder rolls. So really easy ones, nice and floppy. And then 2 full arm circles. Again, kind of relaxed, kind of floppy. Yeah, nice and easy. Interlace those fingers together. Turn your palms to the floor. You're going to drop the chin down. Roll the shoulders forward and reach those hands up. Shoulder height. So you've got a really rounded upper back. Keep your bum cheeks squeezed. Breathe in, stretch the shoulder blades apart, breathe out, look up to those fingertips. Now keep on looking at those fingertips as you take the hands up to the ceiling. Breathe in when you get to the top, lift that breastbone up to the ceiling, and breathe out just to release the head and those hands. Breathe in, interlace the fingers, palms down. Breathe out, roll the shoulders forward and up. A little quicker this time. Breathe in to look at the ceiling. Breathe out to roll down. One more, slightly quicker. Breathe in, look at the floor. Breathe out, stretch forward. Breathe in, look at the ceiling. Breathe out, rest down. Okay, soften the knees, half knee bend. Slide down. Now stroke up and reach and look up to the ceiling. Mermaid stretch. Breathe in, really reach that hand up to the ceiling. Feel the stretch along your side, and then breathe out and you just stand up. Breathe in, sinking the knees and stretching up to the other side, and breathing out to stand up. 2 more. So breathe in, reach, breathe out, stand up. Breathe in, reach, and breathe out, stand up. Fantastic. Just relax the shoulders down. Look over one shoulder. Pull the other shoulder backwards as you breathe in. And breathe out, look across the other shoulder. Breathe in, pull the other shoulder back. And breathe out, turn again. 2 more. So you're breathing in, pulling your opposite shoulder back, and breathing out to turn the head. Breathing out for the last shoulder pull, and rest. You're going to take just a really small step forward, bend the back knee, and then fold yourself in half in the middle, almost trying to drive your bum straight backwards and your head forwards. And you'll feel a lovely stretch up the back of the straight leg hamstring. Keep your front foot on the floor. Hold. If you want to rest, you can rest on the bent knee. Don't rest on the straight knee. But really, it's trying to reach the bum back and the head forward. And lastly, if you can, hands on the hips. Let's do it gently, a forwards tilt of your pelvis. So arch the lower back. Lift your tailbone to the ceiling. That should give you a proper, extra hamstring stretch. Just breathe in and breathe out one more time. And squeeze the bum to help you stand up. We're going to switch that mini step over. Lovely tall chest. Bend the back knee. Fold yourself in half in the middle. Drive that bum back. Drive the head forward. Hold. And if you can, arch the lower back, lifting that tailbone right up to the ceiling. Relax the shoulders, back and down. Breathe in, breathe out. Squeeze the bum to bring you back again. Step back. Fantastic. Let's come back in. Feet all the way together. Turn the toes out and turn the heels out again. Just bring one knee forward, lifting the other heel up, and stretch and float the opposite arm up to shoulder height. Just going to switch those legs over, but do it really slowly and really gently. You're going to go straight up and straight down. Okay, so you're not going to kind of let yourself bobble side to side. Let's really control the up and down. Now draw that belly button in. Squeeze your bum cheeks, especially when your heel touches that floor. Let's have your shoulders glided down your spine. Lift your breastbone. So look really like a snob. Proper posh. Open that chest. Look really snobby. Lift the back of the neck. Give yourself that quarter, slightly ugly chin. Keep on going, taking the hands all the way up to the ceiling. Don't lose that beautiful contraction of your abdominals. Draw that belly button in towards your spine. Keep on breathing, normal. Breathe in through 2 movements. Breathe out through 2 movements. 2 more. Breathing in through 2. Breathing out through 2. And rest. Let's double check. Feet hip distance apart. Love being straight. Lifted arches, yes? Relaxed kneecaps, hands on hips. 1 forwards tilt. 1 backwards tilt. Find the halfway point. Squeeze your bum cheeks together, 50%. Draw those hip bones in together. Belly button towards the spine. Ribs, just tuck them down, glide them down slightly. Hand on hip still, shoulders back. Drop the shoulders. Imagine your shoulders and your earlobes have had a huge row. Let's take them as far apart as you can. Helium balloon head. Breath in, slowly. Breath out, slowly. And this posture, try to do it at some point tomorrow. Maybe not with your hands on your hips, but try and keep this thought process here. And the 50% bum cheek squeeze. Just remind your body, every now and again, this is what it's supposed to feel like. All right, well done, guys. Little clap in your own living rooms and your bedroom, wherever your kids, probably from the children, dogs, and cats and husbands. Thank you so much for joining me. Love it.